Hello everyone, this is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for September 1st through 7th, 2014. This week I'm using the Daily Guidance from Your Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. You can kind of see it there with the light. And I would say that if you're brand new to Oracle cards, this is a great first deck to get. I was recently asked this by someone, and I know that even Doreen Virtue, I believe, recommends people to this deck as well because it's got clear, kind of simplistic, but clear messages on the cards that are just, well, you'll see as we go through. This week I've pre-shuffled the deck, and as has been happening sometimes, we have 4 cards. Now, they want me to say that, you know, even though these are 3 cards for beginning, middle, and end of the week in a traditional 3-card draw, this is past on the left, present in the middle, and future to the right. So as I'm going through the week, I might use those 2 terms, or you may want to think that if it doesn't apply for Monday, Tuesday, perhaps it's something that's in the past, okay, that you're over now. Now, I'm going to go over the 4th card, which I have been saying and do consider the theme of the week, and I only do a 4th card when I feel guided to, and this one came up this week, so let's see what that theme of the week is. And it's notice the signs, and it says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path and remind you that you're loved and never alone. Okay, so they want me to say, have you been noticing the signs that they've been giving you? Do you think that the pennies or the feathers are just happenstance? That is literally the word that I'm hearing. Do you think that they're just random? Because they're not. They're really the angels putting them in your path, letting you know that you're there. If I see an angel feather, even if it's something that, you know, maybe a pillow that has a feather in it, and it's come out, sometimes when I sit down and I'll see a little feather there or something like that, I mean, I definitely know that that's for me. I even wrote about in my book Gifted that one day when I was frustrated on the way to work, a bus pulled up next to me, a school bus, and on the side of it had written Academy of the Holy Angels, and I knew that was a message from my angels. Now, similarly, some of us have been having some signs lately that maybe a relationship is ending, whether it's a romantic or a business relationship. Do you feel like you have a job that's ending, that either you're afraid it's going to end or you want it to end? If you've been getting guidance to look for another job, and that can just be a sign. If you just feel repeatedly frustrated with your job and like you want to apply for a new one, honey, that's a sign. That is a sign that is telling you that there's something better for you, even if you can't imagine how it's going to work out or you don't know what it is. And if you're tired of your job and you don't know what it is, make a list of the things that you might want to do. And don't even think about, these are the only things I can do and make a decent living. You're going to make money from what you enjoy. You know, the answer to everything is love. I said this in the video last week, and yes, it may be a Frozen spoiler, but I got to tell you the theme of that movie and the very, very simple thing that you know, that they had to do to get the main character in that had to get things unfrozen was just love. And she realized that once that she had love in her heart, that everything became springtime and summertime again, and that it was just as simple, that it was love. And sometimes the answer to everything, every problem we have, is love. So if it is your job, what is it that you love to do? And even if you can't maybe make a full-time income at it right away, energy follows thought, and if you're doing what you love, you don't even have to think about it. You just love what you're doing. For instance, people ask me how I write books so fast. I love it. I mean, I just love it. And so I love doing it, and I make time to do it. That's all. So if you haven't been noticing the signs, the universe might be giving you a little pat in that direction, and that might mean some surprise endings. It doesn't always, and it may not be bad, but that may mean some surprise endings. One of my spiritual teachers recently said that one of her guides told her that there's some big changes coming in the next month. So, you know, buckle your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. And it's nothing to fear. Just think rather than why is this happening to me? What is the lesson in this? Okay? All right. As we go into the week, we have for Monday and Tuesday, oh my, new partner. And it says, a chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. Now, here's what's exciting. I feel like there are some single people out there who have been wanting to find love, and this is your sign that it's on the way, even if you cannot see it. I also see in this, to me, I feel like there's also some semblance of a baby. In a way, I first looked at it and thought it was a stork. It's really an angel there, but it's part of the reading when it comes up in the reading. And to me, if it says the stork is coming, if you've been wanting a family, there's a baby coming. And if you don't want a family, be careful. But I feel like, if it's not a new romantic partner, it may be a new family member. And it may also be a new business partner, that person that you're needing to get your business going the right direction. But, and then they're reminding me to say that this could also be in the past. That if you just recently started a new relationship in some way, that, this is a sign that you're on the right path, okay? And for midweek here, we have, there's nothing to worry about. What I think is really interesting before I read the card is that it's right below the Notice the Signs card. And it said, as we're saying surprise endings, it says there's nothing to worry about. And the card says you are safe, and this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. If you have some changes that come up, and what I'm seeing right now is an image of a relationship break, where maybe you're the person that has to move as a result of this relationship or marriage. If it's something where one of you needs to leave the residence that you're in now, and maybe it's you. And I mean, come on, is there a scarier feeling than not knowing where you're going to live? Well, what this card is saying is there's nothing to worry about. The angels are going to guide you to a right place. They are showing me something, an image of what I'm feeling is, say you're looking for a place to live, and say there's, if it's an apartment or condo, there's a building you want to live in, and it costs more than you think that you should, would, or could pay. You can't afford it, you won't be approved, whatever. Ask your angels for help, because they want you to know, if you are one of those people that's looking for a new place to live right now, pay attention to your gut, not what's on paper. Of course, you can't afford what you can't afford, but you could say to your guides or your angels, I want to live in this building. I'm going to go look at one of these apartments tomorrow, and even though their website says they're a couple more $100 a month than I can pay, I want a sale. And just go and think the worst that can happen is it's still too much, and you don't feel like you could afford it. Maybe you'll get there, and maybe you'll get that surprise sale. You never know. With anything else, back to the employment thing, you need to go with what you feel is joyous, even if you're doing that for free right now, like maybe giving readings, or you make art and you're giving some of your art away. There's nothing to worry about. It doesn't mean that you can't make an income doing that. It just means that there's nothing to worry about. Even if you do have some of those surprise endings that are happening, sometimes the endings have to happen to make new beginnings. So even if something feels sad or bittersweet right now because there is an ending, there's nothing to worry about. And I'm also hearing finances. If you've been worrying about your finances, just remember, life is a play and we are all playing a role. Right now we have money and we have things such as finances, but it's nothing to worry about, because nothing good comes from worry. And if you worry about anything, ask your angels for help. Even if you don't know where the money is going to come from, where the credit is going to come from, etc., etc., don't worry, because worry is going to kind of make your worries, come to fruition, and you don't want that. There's nothing to worry about, even if there's been a surprise. Your angels are never far away, even when you feel alone. When you feel most alone is when they are there. okay? Now, if we go to the weekend, we get have confidence, and the card says, moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. Now, this goes in theme with the week, with the overlying message, with there's nothing to worry about. You know, if you've been the one that's been feeling like leaving the relationship and everybody else may not understand, or you're not ready to tell anyone yet, maybe the hardest thing has to be that you've got to break this news to your partner. Maybe you have decided that. Have confidence, even if you think to yourself, you try to talk yourself out of your dreams. And maybe that is to just be free. Because you don't know why, but you just know that maybe that relationship is over. You have to stand in your courage and have confidence that you're making the right move. Sometimes you don't have to know why. We all come down to earth, and our souls, we get bodies, and our memory is erased of all of our past lifetime experiences. Well, that happens for a reason, and sometimes we need to know that our angels and guides are there, and even if we don't know what we're doing, you have to trust that the universe has your back. I mean, I've been feeling very discombobulated lately. This is a word I've been saying a lot. Lots of change going on. I haven't been with a band in 5 years, so I went to school for music, and I used to play in local bands. Where I live right now, we're in the city that Prince is from, so there's a really good local music scene around here, and I am fortunate enough to have had some connections in that scene. But when I was doing a band on the weekends before, I had a day job, and it just gets overwhelming, so I got burnt out. And recently I was asked again, as I had been asked a few times in the years that I've been off, to do something, but it just felt like it was right. But Friday was my first night on stage with this new band, and I honestly am not 100% sure that I want to do it all the time again. But right now we're just at, I've committed to a couple of different dates with them, and we'll see what happens and if it's a fit. But have confidence. And so before I did that, I had said to my angels, I only want to do this if there's a really great reason for it. And even if I don't see what that is, maybe it'll lead to something better or more opportunities. Because I wouldn't mind doing it part-time, but right now I have some other commitments, and I don't know if I want to do it all again, but all the time. But what they're saying to that as an example is have confidence. Even if you get on stage in that instance and don't know what you're doing there, have confidence that everything's happening for a reason. And if that is you, because it's something with the stage, they're saying have confidence, that will all work out. Everything will come together. Have confidence if you're making a move by leaving your job or leaving your relationship or getting a new job or getting a new relationship. Have confidence that everything is moving in the right direction. Even if you think heaven has not heard your prayers, that is incorrect. Sometimes when they don't feel like they're answered in ways that you might not see. Or sometimes when they're not answered, it's God protecting you from something that would ultimately hurt you, even if you don't see it. So hang in there, you guys. I honestly have been feeling lately like the rug's being pulled out from me under me again. I feel like some of you might be feeling this, and I want you to know that you're not alone. My book Indigo Warrior will be out in a couple of weeks, and I wrote in there that light workers, we go through a lot of changes, and so it's par for the course, and I should be used to it by now, even though some changes are not comfortable. Like my first night on stage the other night, it wasn't an entirely comfortable night for me. But it got better as the night went on, and I think it'll get better for me as the different dates and gigs go on. And so for you, have confidence, even if you feel discombobulated, that things are working out for the best, that sometimes the endings lead to new, better beginnings. I want you to hang in there, you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to me every week. I wish you a blessed, abundant, magical week.